Good morning, children. Now I'll continue the class for 6th standard science, that is lesson is force and motion. Now we have saw in the previous class about the distance, then that is distance traveled by second, that is speed. We also average speed is distance by time. Now we are going to see in the page number 27. Observe the formula for average speed. If we denote the distance in meter, that is distance in meter, then we are going to see the time in seconds. Okay, so then the unit of average speed is meter per second. So what is the formula? Speed is equal to meter by second. Now if you see the distance in kilometer, that is distance in kilometer, and time in hours, then the unit of average speed is kilometers per hour. Okay, children, if you see the distance in meter and time in second, the average speed will be meter per second. Now, if you see the distance, that is kilometer and time in hours, then speed is equal to kilometers per hour. Now, in science, we generally use SI units. That is, in SI unit, the unit of distance is meters. Already I said the unit of distance is meter. So what is the unit of distance? Meter. And the unit of time is second. So unit of distance is meter and the unit of time is second. So the SI unit of average speed is meter per second. So what is the unit? Average of speed is meter per second. Now they have given two problems here, that is, let us calculate. A cat travel 150 meters in 10 seconds. Now what is its average speed? So now we have seen that average, we are going to see average speed, and how many meters it has traveled? 150 meters. That is in how many seconds? 10 seconds. So total is 15 meters per second. Okay, children. So next I have asked, Priya ride her bicycle 40 kilometers in 2 hours. Now we have to see what is the average speed, that is 40 kilometers in 2 hours. So answer is 20 kilometers per hour. Okay, children. So this is the answer. The next, already we have seen that the speed is distance traveled by time. So that next we are going to see the distance. What is the average distance? That is speed into time. Speed into time. So average distance is speed into time. Now in that problem is asked here. If a ship travelled at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour and sailed for 5 hours. So how many hours it sailed? 5 hours. How much distance it had travelled? That is, we have to see the distance. So the speed is 50 kilometers and the time they have taken is 5. So what you have to do? You have to multiply 50 into 5 and if you get 250 kilometers per hour. So this is the answer. And next is, if we know the speed and the distance, now we can compute the time taken. So now you are going to see the next is the time. So what you are going to see the time. So for that, distance by seconds, that is, suppose a bus travels at a speed of how many kilometers? 50 kilometers, and to cover a distance of 300 kilometers. So how we will do it? That is 300 divided by 50. So how many hours? 6 hours you will take to travel. So this is how you will calculate, children. So next is another question they have asked. If you travel 10 kilometers in 2 hours, that is 10 kilometers in 2 hours, your speed is how many kilometers per hour? Per hour means that is for 1 hour. So what you will do? 10 divided by 2, that is 5. That is 5 kilometers per hour you will travel. So next question is, if you travel 15 kilometers in half an hour, you would travel dash kilometers in 1 hour and your speed is dash kilometers per hour, that is 15 into 2 by 1, that is 30. So 30 kilometers, as well as the speed is also 30 kilometers per hour. Now next question is, if you run fast at 20 kilometers per hour, that is for 2 hours, you will cover how many kilometers? That is for 1 hour, 20 kilometers. For 2 hours, how many you will cover? That is 20 into 2. 40 kilometers per hour. Okay. So 1 hour 20. So for 2 hours, how many? 40 kilometers you will cover. Then suppose a train leaves. Then now we have finished this. Children, now next we are going to see uniform and non-uniform motion. So what we are going to see now? Uniform and non-uniform. So we are going to see uniform and non-uniform motion. Now suppose a train leaves Tiruchirappalli and arrives at Madurai. So from Tiruchirappalli, the train is going to go to Madurai. Is the train travelled in a uniform speed? Uniform na ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்கிறது. First, the train was stationary. இப்போ station எப்படி இருக்கும் train நின்னுட்டு இருக்கும் இல்லையா, at rest, that is in stationary. When the train left the station, அதாவது இப்போ train move ஆகும்போது first the motion was slow. So நிறைய பேர் railway station போயிருப்பீங்க, எப்படி train move ஆகுறது பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இல்லையா. So first the motion was slow, and only after it left some distance that it gathered speed. First slow-ஆ போச்சு, அப்புறம் கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு அப்புறம் it gathered the speed, கொஞ்சம் ஸ்பீடாக போக ஆரம்பிச்சுது. After that it slowed down while crossing bridges. So நம்ம train போகும்போது ஒரே trackல மட்டும் போகாது இல்லையா, அந்த bridges எல்லாம் தாண்டி போகும். So at that time the train was crossing slowly when it was moving from the bridges, and stop at intermediate stations for passengers. Train வந்து நடுநடுல உங்களுக்கு வந்து stations வரும் இல்லையா, அங்கே நிற்கும் இல்லையா. So at that time the intermediate stations for, so it stopped at that time. Then finally, as the train approached Madurai, what happens? It's going to go to now Madurai now. Again it slowed and finally came to a halt. அங்கே போய் நம்ம வந்து நமக்கு எந்த ஸ்டேஷன் வந்து நிற்கும் போது என்ன ஆகும்? ஸ்லோவாக வந்து தான் நிற்கும் இல்லையா. That is, a speed was not same all through the journey time. So திருச்சிராப்பள்ளியிலேருந்து மதுரைக்கு வரும்போது ஒரே யூனிஃபார்ம் ஸ்பீட் கிடையாது இல்லையா. First it was rest and it was moving slowly, and then it gathered speed, and when it moved to the bridges it moved slowly, and then what happened when the stations came in between, it slowed down, and when it reached Madurai, what happens? It comes slowly and it came to a halt. So there were many variations. So that is, the speed was non-uniform. அது ஒரே யூனிஃபார்மாக போகாம இருந்தாலும் it's called as a non-uniform. There are many variations, so it is called as a non-uniform, and this motion is said to be non-uniform motion. Now however, in between the journey there may have a stretch wherein a train might have been going to a constant speed. அதாவது நடுவில் இது இருந்துச்சு, ஆனால் நடுவில் போகும்போது அட் அ ஸ்ட்ரெச் ஒரே இது தான் இருந்திருக்கும் இல்லையா. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? அந்த ஸ்பீட் வந்து யூனிஃபார்மாக தான் போகும், நடுவில் ஒரு எந்த பிரிட்ஜஸும் கிடையாது, எந்த ஸ்டேஷன்ஸும் கிடையாது. அப்படி இருக்கும்போது அட் அ ஸ்ட்ரெச் it will go straight in a uniform speed. So that is, during that interval the train was moving at uniform speed. That is called as a uniform motion. Now do you understand, children, what is uniform and non-uniform? That is, if an object covers uniform distance in uniform intervals, then the motion of the object is called uniform motion. Otherwise the motion is called non-uniform. So what is that, children? If an object covers uniform distance, in uniform intervals, then the motion is called, of an object is called uniform motion. Okay, children, it's called as a uniform motion. Otherwise it is called as a non-uniform motion. Otherwise the motion is called non-uniform motion. Now you understand, children, what is uniform and non-uniform? That is, if an object covers full uniform distance with uniform interval is called that, motion of an object is called uniform. Otherwise it is called as a non-uniform motion. Now next is a multiple motion. That they have given here, example is this bicycle. Okay, now look at the bicycle. What type of motion does a wheel perform? What type of motion does the cycle in total perform? That is, the tire rotates, அதாவது சுத்துது இல்லையா, rotates, and it is called as a rotatory motion. But the cycle as such moves forward in a linear path. Straight up போகுது இல்லையா cycle, so it is in a linear path also, that is linear motion. That is multiple, ஒரே ஒரு motion இல்லாம it has a multiple, அது ஒன்றுக்கு ரெண்டு மூணு இருக்கும் இல்லையா, so that is called as a multiple. So in this cycle you have rotational as well as a linear motion. And they have given one more example, that is multiple motion in a sewing machine. துணி தைக்கிறோம் இல்லையா அந்த machine. First, motion of a needle, that is மேலே கீழே போகும் needle இல்லையா, that is called as one dash is given there, right there, periodic, that is oscillatory, periodic motion moving up and down. Then next is the motion of the wheel. Wheel எப்படி சுத்தும், rotate ஆகும் இல்லையா, so that is called as a rotatory motion. Called as a rotatory motion. Next is the motion of the foot treads. அதாவது நீங்கள் காலை வச்சு அதை அமுக்குறீங்க இல்லையா அந்த மிஷினை, ஸோ அது எப்படி போகும், மேலே கீழே போகும் இல்லையா, that is called as a oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion. Okay children. So next is science today, that is robot. So nowadays all the machines and all, that is handwork and all is gone, and now the robots have come to the use now. Now robots are automatic machines. So people, humans செய்கிற வேலைலாம் இப்போ யார் பண்ணுறா, robots are doing. That is in markets they are using, in hospitals they are using, in delivery purpose. அந்த இதெல்லாம் பண்ணும்போதெல்லாம் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, அதாவது நம்ம திங்ஸ் டெலிவரி பண்ணணும் அது கூட robots யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போலாம் அந்த சயின்ஸ் ரொம்ப அட்வான்ஸ்டாக போயிட்டுருக்கு. ஸோ robots are automatic machines and they can perform mechanical and repetitive jobs faster. எந்த ஒரு வேலை செஞ்சாலும் நம்மளை விட human beings விட robots are doing fast and more accurately than people. நம்ம people செய்கிறத விட robots வந்து accurate means கரெக்டாக செய்கிறாங்க. Then robots can also handle dangerous materials and distant planets. Now robotics is a science and study of robots. So robotics என்னது, robotics is a science and study of robots. Science and study of robots. They are called as a robotics. So what is robotics? It's a science and the study of the robots. Now what can robots do? Robots can sense and respond to their surroundings. So they can sense as well as they can respond to the surroundings. அவங்கள சுற்றி இருக்கிறது இல்லையா. They can handle delicate ரொம்ப minute ஆன things. They can handle delicate objects, that is to perform eye operations. Even the robots can do eye operations which is guided by a human surgeon. Surgeon யார் இந்த ஆப்ரேஷன் எல்லாம் செய்வாங்களே அதை நம்ம surgeon சொல்கிறோம் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸில். So human surgeons will guide the robots and these robots will do the eye operation. Okay, so robots are even doing the operations also. Then with artificial intelligence, so நமக்கு இருக்கிற மாதிரி அவங்களுக்கு வந்து brain கிடையாது இல்லையா, so they are using artificial intelligence. Robots will also be able to make decisions for themselves. நம்ம எப்படி நம்ம decisions போனோமோ அதே மாதிரி they can also make a own decision for themselves by the artificial intelligence. Then electronic sensors, what is called as an electronic sensors. Electronic sensors, that is are a robot's eyes and ears. Robots eyes and ears, they both are called as a electronic sensors. So they can hear as well as see it. That is twin video cameras, that is eyes, twin video cameras, that is 3D. Okay, twin video cameras give the robot a 3D view of the world. நம்ம 3D movies எல்லாம் எப்படி பார்க்குறோம் அந்த மாதிரி robots eyes, that is 3D view of the world it gives. Then microphones to detect sounds. So they have a microphones to detect the sound. Sound அவங்களுக்கு கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன இருக்கு அவங்க கிட்ட? Microphones. That is, these are the two electronic sensors that the robots have. Then pressure sensors. Next is the pressure sensors, that is touch. Okay, pressure sensor is nothing but which gives the robot a sense of touch. So first நம்ம வந்து electronic sensors, eyes and ears பார்த்தோம். That is eyes, which has a tin video camera, that is 3D view of the world. Next is the microphones, that is can detect the sounds. Robots can detect the sounds with the help of the microphones. Next is the pressure sensors, which give the robot a sense of touch. That is, it can touch, that is, it can judge how hard to grip. ஒரு grip இருக்குன்னா எப்படி இருக்குன்னா, ஒரு எக்குன்னா எவ்வளோ அதை எப்படி பிடிக்கணும், ஒரு ஹெவி லக்கேஜ்னா எப்படி பிடிக்கணும், அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த டச் இது இருக்குது, ப்ரெஷர் சென்சர். So built-in computers send and receive information with radio waves. So how they can receive and send the information by the radio waves. Next is we'll see the artificial intelligence. Then this attempts to create computer programs that think like human brains. That is, they behave to speak like human. So நம்ம எப்படி humans எல்லாம் பேசுகிறாங்களோ அதே மாதிரி they behave like the human. So the artificial intelligence attempts to create computer programs that think like the human brains. Then current research na இப்போ இருக்கிற research has not achieved. அவங்க இன்னும் இது பண்ணல. But some computers can be programmed to recognize faces in a crowd. அதாவது ஒரு க்ரௌடில் இருக்கும்போது அவனுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபேஸ் தெரியும்னா it can recognize that face. அவ்வளோ க்ரௌடில் வந்து அந்த ஒரு ஃபேஸ் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், அது ஈஸியாக டிடெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும் அந்த ஃபேஸை. ஓகே, தென் can robots think? Then robots can think, that is by manual programming. Okay, for example, they can play complex, ரொம்ப கஷ்டமானது, காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் சொல்கிறோன்னே ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான கேம்ஸ் such as chess better than the human beings. Human beings விட அந்த ரோபோ வந்து என்ன பண்ணும், செஸ்ஸை வந்து சூப்பராக விளையாடணும்ல, அவ்வளோ கஷ்டமான இதெல்லாம் வந்து. So they can think by the manual programming. But will a robot ever know that it is thinking? Humans are conscious, but we don't know if robots can ever be conscious. நம்ம வந்து கான்ஷியஸாக இருக்கிறோம், பட் ரோபோட்ஸ் வந்து கான்ஷியஸாக இருக்காங்களா இல்லையான்னு நமக்கு தெரியாது. The nano robots or nanobots are robots scaled down to microscopic. Microscope ரொம்ப சின்னது, நம்ம கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாதது. Okay, they are called as a microscopic size to perform various functions. Now future nanobots can be placed in the bloodstream. அவங்கள என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அந்த நோனோபாட்ஸ் வந்து blood streamல place பண்ணி to perform surgical procedure. சர்ஜிக்கல்னா என்ன சொன்ன, ஆப்ரேஷன் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா. ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு மைன்யூட்டான மைக்ரோஸ்கோபிக்கில் இருக்கிறதுனா வந்து அவங்கள வந்து பிளட் ஸ்ட்ரீம்குள்ளே இது பண்ணி they can perform surgical procedures that are too delicate. ரொம்ப மைன்யூட்டாக ரொம்ப டெலிகேட்டாக இருக்குது, which is too difficult for the surgery. எவ்வளோ ஒரு டிஃபிகல்ட் சர்ஜரியாக இருந்தாலும் இந்த நோனோ ரோபோட்ஸை வச்சு அவங்களுக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம், we can do the surgeries. Then imagine if a nanobot could target cancer cells and destroy them without touching healthy cells nearby. That is nanorobots are used in medical field to diagnose the cancer cells. That is, they destroy the cancer cells. So அவங்களுக்கு வந்து என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ஹெல்த்தி செல்ஸை வந்து டச் பண்ணாமல் அந்த கேன்சர் செல்ஸை மட்டும் டிஸ்ட்ராய் பண்ணுறதுக்கு அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணால் எவ்வளோ நல்லாயிருக்கும்னு. இமேஜின் if a nanobot could target cancer cells and destroyனா அழிக்கிறது, by without touching the healthy cells nearby. So what did we saw now, children? We saw about that is distance traveled by time and all. Next we saw about the multiple, that is uniform, non-uniform and the multiple motion. Next we saw about the robot, that is science today, that what all the robots can do. Then how do robots sense? Then what is the artificial intelligence and nanobotics we saw. So next they have given, see children, in the page number 29 they have given based on path, based on duration and based on speed. For example, first based on path, already I taught you all, that is linear motion, curvilinear, circular, rotatory, oscillatory and zigzag. So these are the 6 motions I taught you all already, so you will be knowing very well. Next on the duration, that is periodic and non-periodic motion we saw. Next on speed, that is uniform, non-uniform as well as a multiple motion also we saw. Yes children, so by this we finish the lesson. So in the next class we will see with the next lesson children. Thank you.